You're watching the Retirement Halftime Show, powered by Rejoice Financial.
Rejoice Financial gives back with Andrea Moorhead, highlighting the people and organizations making life better in our community.
You're watching the Retirement Halftime Show. I'm your host, Alexander Joyce, and with me today, of course, is Andrea. She is our community impact anchor, and some really cool stuff. I mean, what you're doing, I mean, it's amazing. You did an interview recently with legendary, retired Colts player. Kind of tell us and walk us through that. How'd that come about, and what does that look like?
Well, you know Marlon Jackson, right? We all remember that play in 2007 when he got the interception, and we didn't think we were going to even win the AFC Championship. And during that fourth quarter, I mean, that interception took us to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And so imagine this football player who has been through so much in his own personal life, and he is allowing himself to use his personal experience in life, things that he did and did not do properly in life, to help kids in our own community.
Cool as that.
And he calls it Fight for Life. He wants kids to fight for life by changing their behavior in the classroom. Take a look. You guys were down. But Coach Tony Dungy's halftime locker room chat.
He came in and he told us, men, we have them right where we want them. We're going to go out, we're going to go to score, we're going to get a field goal, we're going to tie the game up, we're going to take the lead, we're going to win this game.
Gave the Colts the fight to keep pushing in the AFC Championship game in 2007. And it was like moment after moment after moment. It just felt good, and you guys were making strides. And then you get the interception, and you take us to the Super Bowl in 2007. Jackson says studying their opponent prepared him for perhaps what many say is the greatest play of his football career.
Understanding formation and recognizing that, and then having the ability to be able to process things very quickly in the moment.
Now he's using sports lessons to help children win in the classroom. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. Come on now, come on.
Those 5 P's.
Your parents told you that one too. Jackson is founder of the nonprofit Fight for Life, focusing on the social, emotional, and behavioral health of students.
Especially our children that are growing up in trauma, that are growing up in poverty, and understanding the effects that has on our brain, that has on our decision making, that has on our consequences and our outcomes and our relationships. Like, I feel like it's my duty.
Born from what he calls an upbringing in a dysfunctional family, Jackson knows early intervention in schools makes a positive difference.
So being able to identify when am I getting elevated, to be able to express what am I feeling, but to be able to articulate this to their teachers, to their counselors. And what this has done is enable those counselors to see exactly where a student is and to meet them where they are. So we can be trauma informed and we can be healing centered.
This intentional focus gives them specific data to share with administrators.
This teacher is struggling with these specific behaviors in their classroom. This teacher has this level of adverse childhood experiences in their classroom. So that we know who needs what support.
Their mission has been working since 2007.
In one of our sites, a 25% decrease year over year in reduction of school suspensions. And then we've seen an increase in the ability of students to express themselves socially and emotionally. I know there are many of them, but is there one that just stands out to you that you just go, this is why I'm doing this work? The part for me was to hear from Javion himself, right, where he's explaining what social emotional learning is and how he now says that I have more self-control, right, over myself in a classroom. For me, those are the big wins, is to hear a child express how this is impacting them. They feel as if, well, where's my voice? I don't have a voice. I don't have a voice. I'm not seeing. Yes, I'm not seeing. I have feelings too. And yet, as adults, we need to recognize that and to really meet them where they are, in a way and in a tone that they can respond and react to in a positive way. You said in a way and in a tone. Capital T-O-N-E. Fight for Life also partners with youth development organizations, summer learning programs, and community centers. And your service as a volunteer would be appreciated. Every month during the school year, we're taking kids to the Children's Museum. We're going to the Living Room Theater at the Bottle Works. We're going to recreational trampoline experiences. We're going to the Indianapolis Zoo. We need chaperones for all of that. We have our Be a Blessing holiday initiatives, right, where we're having toy drives, we're having Christmas parties. We need volunteers to come and read stories at story time, to do arts and crafts with students in the classroom. And you see the smiles, right? And then you see the moment of creating a lifelong memory. And then what I know is that when you are in adverse circumstances, that is your fuel to keep going. It's to have that positive experience. It's to have that recreation, that enriching moment that adds value to my life and value to myself, that I see what's possible. You can be a part of those experiences and you can see when those light bulbs go off.
Shining a positive light in the community is his life's passion.
Well, I get just a little chill when I think about it, because it's just purpose, and it's all God directed.
Also driven by his post-NFL life as a husband and father of 3 boys, led by faith.
But I'm grateful that he chose me, and I just see that, I know that there's more. And that's what excites me the most, is that it's just the beginning.
As the Colts start a new chapter with a new quarterback, Jackson's next plays off the field include cornering more community services to assist more families.
Once we scale up our technology, we will fund and fuel our own community development work that we're going to do. And that's where retirement is getting to that utopia, and it's creating an economic engine and creating housing and creating education within communities.
That's a freedom.
It is. Rejoice.
Rejoice. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. We thank Marlon so much for sharing his personal story and how he's touching thousands of children's lives right here in the Central Indiana community. And if you want to learn more about his organization, just go to our website at rejoicefinancial.com/Andrea.
And Andrea, it's so awesome what you're doing out there with the community, and I mean, it's just the response has been overwhelming. People love you, of course,
thank
you. We're blessed to have you a part of our team as our community impact anchor. You watch the Retirement Halftime Show. Stick around; there's more show to come.